Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Was that not beautiful? We would like to thank our Houston Fire Department Pipe Drum Corps, Department of Public Safety Honor Guard, and our vocal trio. These are members of our Houston Police Department, Department of Public Safety, and the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Go ahead, give them a big round of applause for that beautiful rendition. Now, I would like to introduce our chairman of the Armed Forces Appreciation Committee, Kimberly Lewis.
You may be seated. It is my privilege to serve as chairman of the Armed Forces Appreciation Committee on First Responders Day. We are proud of the opportunity to celebrate America 250 this year. It is an honor to have you with us. Our committee has the pleasure of collecting nominations and hosting the First Responder of the Year Awards each year. We receive recommendations from agencies within Harris County and the 7 contiguous counties. Our committee is then faced with the extremely challenging task of selecting the individuals and groups that will be honored. I stand before you with the greatest respect and deepest gratitude for every first responder and your families that choose each and every day to don the uniform and take a stand. Thank you for choosing to serve and protect. On behalf of our more than 200 committee members, we are honored to recognize 8 individuals, 1 multi-agency group, along with volunteer first responders this year. During today's ceremony, you will hear heartfelt accounts of heroism and compassion for others. You will also hear of individuals that paid the ultimate sacrifice. Please keep all first responders and their families in your thoughts and prayers. Please join me in welcoming Chaplain Wendy Norris to the stage for our invocation.
Let us pray. We come before you today to ask for your divine protection and blessings for the brave men and women who serve as firefighters, law enforcement officers, EMS personnel, and dispatchers for their communities. These courageous men and women put their lives on the line every day to ensure the safety and well-being of the citizens they serve, and we are eternally grateful for their selfless acts of heroism. Grant them strength, courage, and the wisdom to act swiftly and safely in the face of danger. May your protective hand guide them as they enter perilous situations, keeping them safe from harm. Shield them from the physical and emotional dangers they encounter, and grant them a sense of peace and resilience in their challenging duties. May all who serve in these noble professions feel your presence with them at all times. Surround them with your love and protection. Keep them safe and bless them abundantly for their sacrifices. Bring them home safely to their families at the end of their duties and fill their homes with your peace and love. We also pray for their families who live with the constant knowledge of the risks their loved ones face. Provide with them comfort, strength, and assurance that their loved ones are under your watchful eye. And for those loved ones who have endured the loss of their first responder loved one, give them an abundance of peace and comfort. Show them mercy in your deep, abiding love. It is in your name that we pray for a shield of protection over these heroes, that they may continue their work with courage and strength. Bless them, Lord, and keep them safe under your wing. Amen. God of the selfless, God of the strong and the brave, grant a perfect rest among the souls of the righteous. To those who died in service to others during these troubled times, may their dedication to protecting life serve as a shining lamp of love, and the works of their hands bring us all merit in heaven. Bless the souls of all who have died to save others, civilians and professionals, the trained and the untrained, in every age and in every land, men and women who answer the call of honor, duty, and service. We'll now read the names of our fallen. Deputy Jesus Vargas. Firefighter paramedic Stephen Scott. Senior Police Officer Alex Roberts. Firefighter Brandy Alinians.
Thank you so much, Chaplain Norris and the Houston Fire Department Pipe and Drum Corps. Now, I would like to introduce to you our Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Vice President, Sean Lahane.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you guys for being here. Let me see if I can flip to my notes quickly. So I am Sean Lahane. I'm a second-year officer in charge. This is my first year to work with the Armed Forces Appreciation Committee. And on behalf of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Executive Committee, officers, directors, staff, the Armed Forces Appreciation Committee, and the 36,000 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo volunteers, we are very proud to welcome you to First Responders Day at the rodeo. And we thank you and your families for your service. It was about 10 years ago that I was actually out training for and I think everybody has their story, right, of what you all mean to us and what a blessing it is to have first responders in our community to look after us and our families. But I was training for an Ironman triathlon, and I was on a bike ride training. It was like a 28-mile ride or something and a 5-mile run. And about 20 miles into it, I got nailed by somebody texting while driving, and I hit the passenger side headlight, and I was going pretty fast, had a tailwind, and smashed on the windshield, and I'll never forget sliding off the hood of that car and slamming onto the cement. 10 years ago, the heart rate monitors were straps that would go around your chest, and as I laid on the cement, I'll never forget, the lady was screaming so loudly, so one of the folks that was there pulled her away because it was terrible. And I was like, I'm having a hard time breathing, and somebody helped me get this heart rate monitor off, and so they took the strap off, but it didn't get any better. What seemed like an eternity was probably only 10, 15 minutes. But the ambulance came quickly, and I'll never forget riding in the back of that ambulance with the paramedic. And they gave me some medicine, morphine, to make the pain go away. And that was a moment that I'll never, ever forget, was how the care that I was receiving at that moment in time was a blessing. Later, I learned that it wasn't the heart rate monitor that was making me short of breath, but it was that I'd punctured my lung and I was actually dying on the street. And so having a community and an opportunity to give back to the folks, whether it's a flood or a fire or a crash, it truly is a blessing for my family and I. And so on behalf of my family, thank you. We are also thankful for our sponsor, BP America, for making this day possible, for joining us here and making this special day possible. We recognize the 250th anniversary of our great country. I'd like to recognize a few of the guests that we have today. The first one, and if you could please tip your hat so that we can recognize you. It's Michael Wydell, is a special agent in charge of ATF. Michael, can you tip your hat? Thank you. And Bo Stallman, Sheriff, Brazoria County. Thank you for being here. Jared Yates, Assistant Special Agent in charge of ATF. Yes, thank you. And Bon Tien, I hope I said that right, Tien, Chief of Police for Metro Police Department. Thank you for being here. At this time, I'd like to recognize, well, of course, my wife, Christy. Thank you so much for all of your support and let me do this. I'd also like to recognize our show officials that are here with us today. First of all is our chairman of the board, Pat Mann-Phillips. And her husband, Tim Phillips, is right up here in front. Thank you for being here. Our chairman-elect, Wesley Siner, and his wife, Cassie, is here too. Thank you guys for coming. Our president and CEO, Dr. Chris Bowman, and wife, Dr. Randy Bowman. Randy, thank you for being here. I'd like to invite all of the members of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Executive Committee, the current and lifetime. Could you please tip your hats? Thank you guys for coming. And then my fellow vice presidents. I serve with 18 vice presidents. We work with 109 different committees and serve 36,000 volunteers. And so thank you guys very much for coming. And last, I'd like to recognize all of the lifetime vice presidents, directors, and lifetime directors. If you're in the room, could you please tip your hats and be recognized? I'm not going to get off the stage without thanking someone that puts in so much time and energy into making this all possible, and that is the chairman of the Armed Forces Appreciation Committee, Kim Lewis. You've done a fantastic job. And while you're clapping, please give a big, warm round of applause to Dr. Chris Bowman.
Well, howdy. This is such a special day for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo as one of the most attended events there is throughout the country, for that matter, throughout the world. We look forward to welcoming guests each year. And as we always like to say, the safety of them, of our community, is always our top priority. That experience is made possible because of the thousands of first responders who serve around the clock throughout our event in March. Their dedication, professionalism, and commitment allow families from across Texas and beyond to gather here safely and enjoy everything that we have to offer. Today is about recognizing and thanking those men and women for their service. And we could not do it without the support of our sponsor, BP America. So it is with my pleasure to introduce the Senior Vice President of BP Gulf of America and Canada, Andy Krager, to the stage. Andy.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Bowman. It's truly an honor to join the rodeo, the Houston area first responders leadership, and other distinguished guests here today. It's truly a special night. And I'm very proud that BP America continues to sponsor First Responders Night since 2016. We're here to pay tribute to our fallen first responders and to recognize our first responders of the year. To the families of the fallen heroes, your strength is what made their service possible. We honor you as well, and you have our heartfelt gratitude for your sacrifice. I hope you know that their sacrifice and bravery will never be forgotten. I've lived in Houston since 2005, so I've seen firsthand what our first responders do every single day to keep our great city safe. Whether it's the daily challenges to overcome on the streets, responding and getting us through hurricanes, storm, fires, floods, they show up with courage, skill, and compassion. This work requires long hours, missed holidays, physical risk, emotional strength, and behind every uniform is a person who has chosen service over self. The first responder community is obviously a very important partner to BP, both in Houston and our operating sites across the world. We consider all of them part of the BP family. We applaud the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo for having this special day to recognize and thank the men and women for protecting our city. When I meet a first responder, I make sure to say thank you. It is because of them that lives are saved, communities are protected, families are reunited, and hope is restored in moments of despair. So let me close by saying thank you all for your service and your sacrifice.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bowman, Andy Krieger from BP America. And now, if you'd please join me in welcoming Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Chairman of the Board, Pat Mann-Phillips.
Hey, thank you, Andy, and thank you, BP America, for your continued support of First Responders Day. And I am privileged to serve as chairman of this great organization and here to represent the Rodeo's Executive Committee and our 36,000 volunteers and staff. And we hope that you know how much we appreciate each of our first responders here, and I hope you're feeling that warm embrace that we have for you every day you come out here. Today, we recognize the men and women who dedicate their lives to keeping our communities safe. First responders share the same spirit as our volunteers: service, dedication, and commitment to others. Many first responders are also part of our rodeo family, protecting our grounds and volunteering on committees. Today, we're proud to recognize the 2026 First Responders of the Year for their outstanding service. This year, celebrating our first responders is particularly meaningful as we celebrate America's 250th anniversary. While we celebrate today, we also remember those who gave their lives in service. In recognition of this important day and the service of our first responders, we are honored to welcome a special guest. Please join me in welcoming Robert Howden, Senior Advisor and Director of Legislative Affairs for Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Howdy. Pretty good coming from a Longhorn, huh? No, I am proud to be here. My name is Robert Howden, and I am the governor's senior advisor. And this morning I was sitting in my office at the Capitol, and my cell phone rang, and it was the boss. I pick it up. He goes, "What are you?" The governor goes, "Robert, what are you doing today?" I go, "I don't know, Governor. What am I doing today?" He goes, "I am under the weather, not feeling well, and I was scheduled to go down and participate in this lovely, lovely ceremony. And I can't go. So I want you to let the people know it is killing me that I can't be there. The governor loves all the first responders, DPS troopers, police officers, EMS specialties, firefighters. He thinks the world of you, so much so that he told me to get in my car and get down here and do him good. So hopefully I'm coming across well. But also, we came down very well prepared with certificates for the awardees. But before I sit down, if you don't mind, I hope I'm not out of turn here, I would like to ask all the first responders in this room to please stand and everybody give them a huge round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everything you do. Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, thank you for letting me sub for the governor. To the awardees, congratulations. And to all you fine folks, again, the governor really wanted to be here, but he couldn't, so he sent the very best. Thank you all very much.
I love that. That's great. Please give Robert Howden another big round of applause. All right, guys. These first responders stories this year are unbelievable. The makings of a movie. Now, each year, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Armed Forces Committee recognizes our local heroes who've gone above and beyond their normal duties as a first responder. Emergency service organizations, including police and sheriffs, constables, fire departments, ambulance services, along with other emergency response and rescue services. Agencies nominate and submit outstanding acts of service performed by an individual or a group that occurred between October 1st of 2024 and September 30th of 2025. Now, this year, we're excited to recognize one individual volunteer first responder and one group of volunteer first responders for their above and beyond actions. This was the first year we accepted formal nominations for volunteers as a separate category, and so now we will begin. I call upon Chief Stan Kozlowski with the Friendswood Volunteer Fire Department and Colin Shelton with 300 Justice Road. Please, if you would step forward. Now, Chief Stan Kozlowski of the Friendswood Volunteer Fire Department, affectionately known as Chief Koz, after recently stepping down after 13 years as fire chief, now serves as battalion chief and safety chief, closing an era of remarkable leadership to spend more time with his family. With more than 30 years in the fire service, including over 20 years as an instructor and program coordinator at the College of the Mainland Fire Academy, he shaped the careers of countless firefighters. A founding member of the SEER Firefighter Rescue Program, he helped pioneer bailout training, firefighter rescue, and Mayday operations in the region. Chief Koz also leads Critical Incident Stress Management, CISM, and serves as training chair for the Galveston County Firefighter Association Executive Board, continuing to strengthen regional response networks. He's never led from behind a desk. He leads by example. So please join us in applauding Chief Stan Kozlowski. Big round of applause, please. Anyone in here like barbecue? Thank you. Come on, anyone in here like barbecue? All right, listen to this story. 300 Justice Road. Greg Frolick, Jack Goodrow, Brian Mannion, Travis Page, Matt Rios, Grant Rush, Colin Shelton, Nathan Sorensen. 300 Justice Road. A barbecue cook team refused to stand by after the devastating 4th of July flood struck Kerr County. By July 6th, an advance team had secured local support, established a base at Hunt Baptist Church, coordinated lodging, and began cooking. They prepared up to 2,000 meals a day, serving nearly 28,000 meals over 2 weeks to displaced residents and first responders. Seeing an even greater need, they rallied cowboys from Kerrville, local veterans, on over 20 active duty and retired Navy SEALs who traveled in from across the country. Search teams quickly formed on land and in the river, bringing in search dogs and dive teams. So effective, they were soon assisting other agencies. They worked from Camp Mystic downriver to Center Point and continued searching for the 2 individuals still missing while helping to remove debris to support recovery efforts. In a crisis that overwhelmed official resources, this barbecue team didn't just feed people. They restored hope and embodied the very best of the Texas volunteer spirit. Give it up for 300 Justice Road. Unbelievable. One more time, 300 Justice Road. Now for our First Responder of the Year awards. We're going to start with the group award. Harris County Sheriff's Dive Team. David Jasper, Steve Twitty, Ben Luce, Kelly Hudson, Jerry Jones, Jason Denby, Javier Rojas, David Mascari, Clarence Kurth, Eric Bass, Carlos Medrano, Marco Flores, and Joshua Blair. On July 22nd of 2025, Harris County Sheriff's Office dive team was formally requested through the Texas Department of Emergency Management and the Texas Department of Public Safety to support recovery operations in Kerr County following those catastrophic July 4th flooding along the Guadalupe River, which claimed 131 lives. At the time of deployment, 2 victims remained unaccounted for. Over 2 operational periods spanning 3 weeks, this team systematically searched more than 70 river miles from Camp Mystic downstream to Comfort. Their mission included more than 60 targeted dives in fast-moving, debris-filled waters and collaboration with multiple agencies, including the Houston Police Department dive team, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection BORSTAR, and Texas Task Force 1, while utilizing advanced tools such as diver-mounted sonar and remotely operated vehicles. Despite harsh conditions and extreme summer heat, the Harris County Sheriff's Office dive team carried out their mission with professionalism, precision, and compassion for the families awaiting closure. Their ability to rapidly mobilize and integrate seamlessly with state and federal partners helped set a benchmark for multi-agency cooperation in one of Texas's most extensive flood-related search and recovery operations. The Harris County Sheriff's Office dive team's exceptional service exemplifies the courage, dedication, and resilience of first responders across the state of Texas. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Now, Captain Aaron Strain, Harris County Constable, Precinct 4. On October 5th, you can give him a big round of applause. Of course you can. On October 5th of 2025, Captain Aaron Strain was patrolling a neighborhood when he observed smoke rising from a nearby residence. Acting immediately, he proceeded to the source and discovered a single-family home fully involved in fire. Without hesitation, Captain Strain entered the smoke-filled structure, navigating intense heat, active flames everywhere. Inside, he located an 80-year-old disabled male who is unable to escape on his own. Demonstrating exceptional courage and swift decision-making, Captain Strain safely removed the victim from the burning residence, provided first aid until EMS personnel arrived. The victim sustained second-degree burns to his chest and face, but it's clear that without Captain Strain's decisive and heroic actions, this man wouldn't have survived. Captain Strain's bravery, quick response, and selfless commitment to the preservation of life reflect great credit upon himself and the entire profession. Thank you so much. Deputy Eugenia Long, Harris County Constable, Precinct 7, Toll Road Division. On Thursday, September 25th of 2025, at approximately 9:01 p.m., Precinct 7 Toll Road deputies responded to a life-in-danger call involving a female sitting on a westbound barrier with both legs suspended over the edge above South Post Oak Boulevard, a fall estimated at nearly 20 feet. Deputy Long approached with calm, situational awareness, and empathy, identifying herself, establishing rapport without startling the woman. When the woman made a sudden movement consistent with an intent to jump, Deputy Long's voice and presence prompted her to pull her legs back toward safety. The woman, fearful and unwilling to communicate with male deputies, placed her trust solely in Deputy Long, who continued speaking with her and slowly guided her away from the barrier. After moving her to safety, Deputy Long remained with the woman, providing reassurance, maintaining her confidence as EMS arrived. She later coordinated with core mental health professionals and transported her under an emergency detention order to Ben Taub Hospital for care. While all personnel on scene acted swiftly and professionally, it was Deputy Long's patience, empathy, and ability to connect with a person in crisis that proved decisive in preventing a tragedy. Her actions saved a human life. You hear these stories, and then you get to meet these heroes. Unbelievable. Now, Chief of Police Johnny Spires, Pearland Police Department, and Deputy Constable Ray Trevino, Brazoria County Precinct 3 Constable. On July 21st of 2025 at 8:13 in the evening, off-duty Pearland Chief of Police Johnny Spires and off-duty Brazoria County Precinct 3 Deputy Constable Ray Trevino displayed exceptional courage and quick action when they came upon a single vehicle crash in the 5700 block of Bailey Road. The vehicle is on fire. The female occupant trapped within the vehicle. Without regard for their own safety, Chief Spires and Deputy Trevino began the process of extracting the victim from the burning vehicle. The fire was starting to engulf the entire vehicle. However, the two heroic law enforcement officers stayed the course and were able to remove the victim from the vehicle. Their decisive actions and commitment to the preservation of life exemplify the highest standards of the law enforcement profession. Even when off-duty, Chief Spires and Deputy Trevino demonstrated bravery, selflessness, and dedication to public service to our community in their efforts to save a life. Thank you so much. Now we have Sergeant Matthew Gonzalez and Sergeant Jordan Beppely, Harris County Constable, Precinct 4. On August 30th of 2025, Sergeants Gonzalez and Beppely responded to a welfare check that quickly escalated into a life-threatening crisis. Upon arrival, they discovered the rear door of a residence broken open and encountered a female subject in extreme mental distress, armed with a handgun pressed to her head, posing an immediate threat to her life and to responding deputies. Sergeant Gonzalez established calm communication with the subject while directing tactical measures to ensure the safety of all personnel on scene. Sergeant Beppely provided continuous verbal support during de-escalation efforts and strategically illuminated the area to improve visibility and officer safety. Both sergeants effectively utilized a ballistic shield while engaging the subject with professionalism and empathy. After approximately 30 minutes of patient dialogue, the subject discarded her weapon onto a nearby vehicle and surrendered. Acting with precision and coordination, both sergeants secured the firearm, safely took her into custody without injury to the individual, nearby civilians, or responding deputies. Their actions reflect exceptional judgment, tactical discipline, and an unwavering commitment to the preservation of life. Thank you so much. Now, Deputy Joshua Blair and Deputy Louis Ayala, Harris County Sheriff's Office, in the early morning hours of February 25th of 2025, they responded to reports of a wrong-way driver on I-10, one of Houston's busiest highways. Visibility was dangerously low. There was incredibly dense fog. Yet without hesitation, both deputies made a split-second, selfless decision to position their unit to stop the threat and prevent a potential tragedy. Their mission, though successful, came at great personal risk. The the wrong-way driver struck their patrol car head on. After ensuring each other's safety, the deputies immediately turned their attention to the driver, the wrong-way driver, providing aid until medical personnel arrived. They quickly recognized clear signs of intoxication, underscoring the danger the public had been in that night. Deputy Blair and Deputy Ayala, their courage and swift action prevented what could have been an unimaginable tragedy. Their dedication to protecting others makes them truly deserving of this recognition as First Responders of the Year. To all of our first responders and their heroic efforts to keep our communities safe and their commitment to the preservation of life, please give them a big round of applause. Feel free to stand up and honor them for what they do day in and day out, and to the strength of their families for letting them fulfill their calling. I would love it if all of our first responders of the year would come up for a group photo. And if you are riding in the grand entry, look for committee members holding grand entry signs and follow them downstairs to transportation. And I want to thank you all so much for coming out and honoring these people. This is a very special group of loving people, and we want to make sure our families know how much we love you and support you. So thank you again for coming out this evening, and I hope you all enjoy your evening. May God bless you all.
What'd you think? Good, right? Dana, thank you again.
Thank you.
Another fantastic job.